This video will demonstrate the maintenance procedure for the INS-600 IntelliGen nitrogen generator. For detailed maintenance instructions, please refer to the manual located inside the cabinet. If a manual is not available, you can find one online at www.pottersignal.com. To perform maintenance on the INS-600, you will need the filter element kit containing each of the two elements needed, part number 009-0223. You will also need two compressor intake elements, one for each of the compressor motors found inside the cabinet, part number 5230024. To begin, isolate the nitrogen generator from the sprinkler system by closing the N2 tank outlet valve labeled V03 on the nitrogen storage tank. Power off the air compressors using the air compressor power switch located on the right side of the cabinet. Turn this to the off position. Open the blue N2 bleed valve labeled V01 located near the nitrogen sample port and begin draining pressure from the nitrogen storage tank. When the pressure has been drained from the nitrogen generator, locate the first compressor and remove the air intake element from the housing. Discard this. Take the new filter element, thread it into the compressor housing, hand tighten to complete the install. Locate the second air compressor and remove the filter element from its housing. The entire element can be discarded. Using the new filter element, thread back into the compressor housing and ensure that it is hand tight. Locate the three filter bowls on the bottom of the cabinet containing the two filter elements and the water separator. First, disconnect the drain tubing from the filter bowls by pushing in on the releasing collar and pulling out on the tubing. Repeat this process for the remaining filter bowls. Remove the filter bowl by unscrewing it from the upper housing. This will expose the water separator element. This can be removed by pulling down and wiggling and twisting as needed. This will not get disposed of. It needs to be cleaned and eventually replaced back up into the upper housing. It should be noted that when using a wrench, utilize the black wrench flat attached to the filter bowl. Do not place a wrench on the brass lock nut holding the filter float in. It could potentially break. If the inside of the filter bowls are noticeably dirty, rinse out any loose debris with water and then wipe clean the filter bowl with a clean towel. Continue removing the filter bowl that contains the red filter element. Set the canister aside. To remove the filter element, pull down, wiggle, and twist as needed to remove this element. This will get disposed. Lastly, remove the filter bowl containing the blue element, set that aside, and remove the blue filter element from its housing and discard. In addition to color on the filter element, there is also a part number that correlates to the part number on the filter bowl for easy reference. Working in reverse order, we're going to install the new filter element provided in the kit by pushing up into the upper housing until you feel it properly seat. From there, take the filter bowl and thread this into the upper housing, tightening until hand tight. We're going to repeat the same step for the red filter element, placing it into the next housing over, pushing up until it's properly seated, and then threading the filter bowl into its housing. If you have difficulty accessing these, a wrench can be used. Do not over-tighten. After the water separator element has been cleaned, reinsert it back up into the upper housing, and then thread the filter bowl into the upper housing, securing that until it's hand tight. Reconnect the tubing into the releasing collars on the bottom of the filter bowls by pushing in and giving a tug to ensure everything is secure. Repeat the steps for the other filters. Close the blue bleeder valve that was previously open to drain pressure from the nitrogen storage tank. To return the INS-600 into normal operation, using the control power switch for the compressor motors, turn it to the on position. The generator will begin to run and will turn off once pressure builds to 80 psi. Once pressure has been restored in the nitrogen generator, check for leaks at the connection points from the filter bowls to the upper housing to ensure that everything is tight. If leaks are found, attempt to tighten, but do not over-tighten. If leaks still remain, Check O-rings for damage. Each maintenance kit comes with replacement O-rings that can be used to replace damaged ones. Use the appropriate color based on the O-ring that was removed. To restore the nitrogen generator in service to the sprinkler system, open the nitrogen outlet valve labeled V03 to the fire sprinkler system. Lastly, we will need to reset the maintenance timer on the nitrogen generator. To do this, press the large maintenance button, enter code 0000, press 1 for standard maintenance, press enter to clear the maintenance alert. Press enter to confirm this. You will notice that the nitrogen generator has been reestablished to a 1,000 hour interval. Press escape to return to the main menu. This concludes the maintenance procedure for the INS-600 IntelliGen nitrogen generator. For additional resources or more information, please visit our website at www.pottersignal.com.